Hi everyone, I apologize for that. We had a bit of a technical difficulty there, but thank you so much for hanging with us and tuning in with us today for our Spring Exhibitor webinar. Just a few housekeeping items before we begin. First off, we have the PowerPoint presentation available as a PDF download, as well as the display rules and regulations and important dates and deadlines, and that's in the handout section of your GoToWebinar dashboard. Second, we will be taking a Q&A after every one of our speakers today. So if you'd like to ask your question live, sort of in person, you're welcome to. Just make sure that you have a microphone on your computer or that you're connected via your phone and that you put in that audio PIN number that would have popped up whenever you logged into GoToWebinar. And so if you want to ask your question that way, just make sure that you use that raise your hand option that's on the GoToWebinar dashboard. And after our speaker is done with their section, we will unmute you and let you ask your question that way. Also, we will accept typed questions in the questions box on your GoToWebinar dashboard that way as well. So with that being said, I will turn it over to our Pittcon 2018 President, Adrian.
Thank you very much, Kim. Thank you very much, Kim. As Kim mentioned, my name is Adrian Michael. I'm the President of the Organizing Committee for Pittcon 2018. And I definitely want to begin by thanking everyone for taking time out of busy schedules to join us for this afternoon's presentation. The Spring Exhibitor meeting is an important opportunity for the Pittcon Organizing Committee and the exhibitors to interact with one another. As you know, this is traditionally an on-site physical meeting at the conference site. Turns out that this year, the Orlando Convention Center was not available to us for this meeting, so we switched to this online format. This is our, as you can just probably tell, this is our first time rolling out this online meeting system, and so we had a little technical glitch back there, and I appreciate your patience while we solved that. I know that for many of you, the on-site meeting is very important, and that you value that opportunity to visit the convention center and view the facilities and the hotels and whatnot, and we will be setting up such a visit later in the year, probably sometime in the fall time frame, so that you have that opportunity. It turns out that the benefit for us for having this as an online event is that we've had a tremendous turnout amongst you as exhibitors for this event. We have over 100 people registered, and I think many of you are in fact online, and that is far and away more exhibitors than we were ever had attending at the physical meeting. So we're really pleased to be able to touch bases with so many of them. As was requested at the Thursday exhibitor meeting we had in Chicago, we're going to try and keep this webinar to about a 1-hour event. So we're going to have a tight focus here on the Expo. After I have some introductory comments for you, you'll be hearing from Eli Absey, who is our Expo chair, and then you'll be hearing from Tama Merritt of GES. As Kim mentioned, we're very interested to hear your questions, receive your feedback, and she explained to you how to do that. So let me just begin with my just a few opening comments. I'd like to begin by reporting to you on the attendance data for Pittcon 2017. We had a total of 14,144 participants, that's conferees and exhibitors. As you can see here, we had 8,805 total conferees and 4,918 exhibitors. Amongst the conferees, we had 1,851 corporate guests, and we also had 2,132 Expo-only registrations. So these are people who paid a lower registration rate and didn't have access to the program, and specifically only had access to the Expo. And because of the nature of Chicago, we also had a very good turnout for our one-day visitors at 836. So this was actually an increase in attendance over 2016, and so we were very, very happy about that, and certainly hope that we'll be able to continue that progress on into Pittcon 2018 in Orlando. The demographics of the attendees at Pittcon 2017 were quite similar to what we've seen in past years, so I'm not going to read these numbers to you. You can see those, and as Kim mentioned, this presentation is available to you, so you can read these numbers at your leisure, and also we have more details about these numbers are available on the Pittcon website on our Pittcon demographics page. But you know, this is the key thing that we see. A large fraction of our attendees are involved in making purchases, so we think that's a good sign. Moving on to Pittcon 2018, I think by now everyone is aware that we've made a change to have a 3-day expo. This is probably the most important point that we want to convey through these webinars. The expo will run Tuesday through Thursday. This was a decision that we reached after lengthy discussions amongst the committee about how to make such a change, which I think has been one that we've been hearing being requested by exhibitors. The benefits of choosing in particular a Tuesday through Thursday time slot is that it provides Monday as an extra move-in day at straight time, so that's a benefit for many of you. It eliminates Sunday travel for some, if not many people, so I think that's a popular move as well. In addition to changing the expo to a 3-day, we're going to rearrange the Pittcon program so that Tuesday afternoon is devoted as an expo-only time slot. So during Tuesday afternoon, there will be no other activities to distract attendees. There will be no technical program in the rooms, and there will be no short courses or corporate networking or any of those other activities. So Tuesday afternoon is going to be devoted as an expo-only time slot. There will be posters on the expo floor during that time, so it's not completely shutting down the program at that time slot. But the posters, as you'll see in a moment, will be on the expo floor, so this will be a time slot that emphasizes the exhibit. Monday will be a day where we'll have program short courses running. So the idea there is we'll be attracting people to the convention center before the expo opens. This is sort of how this is just a schematic, I guess, that you could say will lay out how the conference week will go. Saturday and Sunday will be short courses as they have been in the past. We'll have program and short courses on Monday, program and short courses on Tuesday morning to Tuesday afternoon, again being that expo only time slot, and then Wednesday and Thursday will carry on as usual. We are planning a welcoming reception for people on Sunday night, again trying to attract them to give them a reason to come to Orlando before the expo opens. We'll close the day Monday with and on Tuesday with high-profile keynote speakers. I think the idea is to attract people to the convention center in time for the expo opening, and hopefully the one on Tuesday will give them a good reason to remain in the expo center on Tuesday afternoon. So these are the activities. As a summary of the activities, as I already mentioned, we're going to try to have welcoming reception and mixes on most of the evenings of the conference week. The call to lecture will be presented by Jeremy Nicholson of Imperial College London, and the plenary lecture will be given by Stefan Hell of the Max Planck Institute. These are both very high-profile international speakers, keynote speakers that I think present a unique opportunity to our attendees and I hope will be very attractive to encourage attendance at Pittcon. I should mention that Stefan Hell is a Nobel laureate. He shared the Nobel Prize in 2014, so we're very excited. He was difficult to get. We're very excited that he'll be coming. We'll have special features on the expo floor that you'll hear more about from Eli in just a moment, but we're going to have live demos as we've had in the past. We're going to add a feature to the floor called theaters, and I was told in no uncertain terms that we had to have ample ice cream on the expo floor, and we will certainly do that. So those are my introductory comments. I don't know if we've received questions yet. This would be the time to break and take a couple of questions. Sure.
The welcome reception on Sunday at a theme park or conference venue?
Not completely decided yet. Details about that will be forthcoming once those arrangements are made. Oh, the question was the Sunday welcoming reception going to be at the conference venue or at a theme park? Well, those plans are still in progress, so those details are not available yet, but they'll be available certainly in time for registration. Okay, so I think that's all the questions we have just for the moment. So I'm going to turn this over now to my colleague Eli Apsey, who is the Pittcon 2018 Expo Chair.
Thank you, Adrian. As Adrian mentioned, I'm Eli Absey. I'm the Expo Chair for the 2018 Pittcon. Our Chair-elect is Jeff White. As we all know, Tammy's our Expo Acquisition Coordinator, Tammy Yellum. And Jules Diddle is our Administrative Assistant. The Expo Days of Move-In will be Thursday, February 22nd through Monday, February 26th. The Expedition Days will be Tuesday, February 27th through Thursday, March 1st. And the times will be the same for all 3 days, 9 a.m. through 5 p.m. This is the layout of the floor. But before I go and click on where the arrows coming in, I just want to mention one thing regarding the park. The park was a good success last year. We're going to put the live demo areas in the middle of the park, and we're going to have other types of activities going on within the park. For example, we'll have like the Gauntlet, and maybe we'll be doing virtual reality and some other things. But we'll go into all that now, and as more details come up, we'll make sure we'll let you know. Also, the Pittcon booths will be located on both ends. Hold on a second, the gremlins are coming. Okay. The service center will be located in the rear of the hall on the left side of the posters, and the Expo office will be on the right-hand side of the posters. And the 2 Apple booths, again, will be in the back of the hall and in the corners, just where we try to move traffic towards the rear of the Expo. 2 lounges will be located next to the restaurants. As Adrian mentioned, we're doing something new this year. We're introducing some theaters. I have a slide later on to give you an example of what the theater might look like. Right now, we're going through the process. I'm working with GES, how we're going to set it up and everything. But it's not to be meant for live demos, but it's going to be useful, for example, making presentations. And you'll be getting information about the theaters and the live demos at the same time. In front of the hall, the maximum height will be 8 feet 3 inches with no hanging banners. Three entrances will be in front of the hall, with the new exhibit area will be located towards the right side of it, the right front, and laboratory informatics will be over towards the left side of the hall. Again, the restaurant areas will be near the lounge. This is kind of an example of what to do with the theaters to make it a relaxed type atmosphere too, but on the professional side, and it could be might be a good spot to do some presentations and things. But we'll let you know as we go along with any other plans we plan on doing with the theaters. Some of the key rule changes. Stuff getting old. Maximum height on all inline booths, including the cross aisles, will be 8 feet 3 inches. Only the Peninsula and the Island booths can exceed 8 foot 3 inches, and such booths are restricted to a 20-foot maximum height. Hanging banners, maximum clearance is 36 feet from the floor, and a height restricted area, as we mentioned before, the front will be 8 foot 3 inches. The floor coverings must be installed in all the booths, and it's recommended to be carpeting. Items that are not permitted as floor covering would be plastic, vinyls, and fabric. But these types of materials are known as hazardous type material to be used for floor covering. And also, exhibitors with Peninsula booths must submit the layout to Pittcon by Monday, January 15th. Pricing for the booths is the same as last year. We didn't have any increase in prices. The early discount rate for 10 by 10 is $2,600 up until September 8th. After September 8th, the regular rate will be $2,900. And the expenditure rate would be $2,000 per 10 by 10. The seminar rooms would be $7,000. With the ceiling, it would be $8,500. These are important dates to remember. I'll keep the slide up here if someone is taking notes. But Monday, June 5th, the booth space signups will begin online. The booth assignments will begin on August 7th, and this will be based on seniority. The due date and payment for early discount on booth space will be September 8th. The last day for 75% refund on cancellation will be October 6th. The exhibitor service manual will be available online, and that will be available on November 3rd. And the last day for 50% refund on cancellation will be November 10th. Then on Monday, November 13th, the due date for the balance of booth space will be the due date for the balance of the booth space payment. I'll leave this up for 1 minute. Right now, I'll open it up to any questions or comments.
Seminar room split costs. Do you have those?
Yeah. We don't have those right now. That will come out. That will be, GES will do an upgrade, email to you, and I will send that out. That usually will come out around November. Oh, the question was about the cost for the seminar room split, and those will be upgrades to the seminar room. It's a 20 by 20. GES will come out with a modification form for you to fill out. I believe that should be around November.
Where will registration be in relationship to the entrances?
The question is, where is registration in regards to the entrance to the expo floor? If you see the 3 entrances on the current floor plan, registration will actually be down 1 level. If you can see the ramp coming on the right-hand side, if you see, like right the restaurant on the lower right-hand corner, that little ramp below coming down, they have a built-in registration area there. That's where registration will be. That's where shuttle buses will drop off. And then you come up the escalators, and I believe when you come up to the top of those escalators, you're kind of like in the middle entrance.
By the way, I apologize because I neglected to introduce Tammy, although probably no introductions required. Tammy.
When can we start registrations? November 1st.
November 1st. The question was, when can we start registration? That will be November 1st.
This person was a new exhibitor last year. Are booths assigned or do we pick?
The way the booth assignments start, and I want to clarify, September 8th is the deadline for the early discount rate. However, the booth assignments will start Monday, August 7th. And in order to be assigned space, we would have to have your order and payment. The booths get assigned in seniority order. We start at 68 years and we work back. You can certainly pick your booth location. There'll be a floor plan on the website when you go to sign up. My suggestion is, you know, if you want to give me prime locations, entrances by the park, it's always helpful to have secondary locations. We can't always guarantee that you're going to get your first choice. We certainly try to accommodate everybody's request, but please, it's helpful to give a variety of locations. You can give me booth numbers. It's also helpful to know what section of the floor you'd like to be in. For example, close to a restaurant, close to the park. Does that help?
Will there be a free student day? If so, when is it? A free / student day?
The question is, will there be a free student day and when?
A free day.
On Thursday. The 3-day will be on Thursday.
As it
As
has
it's been in the past.
As it has been in the past.
That question.
On iDrive, that's the same side of the street as the 2 Rosen properties?
The question was, iDrive, is that the same highway as the 2 Rosen properties? Yes, it is.
Can you please clarify the note about height restrictions for hanging banners?
The height restriction on the hanging banners, the ceiling height is 40 feet. They need a 4-foot clearance for rigging, so the top of your banner can go 36 feet from the floor. The front section of the floor where Eli showed was a height restricted area. Hanging banners are not permitted in that front section. So if you know you have a hanging banner, you will not be able to go into that area.
Are all booths inline booths?
The question is, are all booths inline booths? A 10 by 10, a 10 by 20, 10 by 30, those are considered inline booths. The smallest peninsula booth you can purchase would be 4 booths, which is a 20 by 20. A peninsula is open on 3 sides.
What is the headquarter hotel?
What is the headquarter hotel? The headquarter hotel is the Hyatt. It's previously known as the Peabody, but it changed hands. But it's the same hotel, headquarters hotel that we've had in Orlando in past years.
What is the cost for giving a presentation in one of the show floor theaters?
We haven't established that yet, but we'll be going through that now. Again, what is the cost for the to reserve one of the theaters? But again, we're in the process of going through that right now. You'll get the information regarding the theaters and the live demo areas in the near future. We'll get them at the same time.
When will exhibitors expect official hotel information to be released?
I spoke to on Peak last week. Hotel information should be coming out to you. It was, I think she had told me that it was coming out this week, next week at the latest. So you will get your information on housing shortly.
So ultimately, the contract and deposit should be in by August 7th?
The contract and the deposit, yes, should be in by August 7th to be included in the first round of assignments.
Did you hang banners over peninsula booths?
The question is, can banners be hung over peninsula booths? Banners are permitted over peninsulas, islands, and cross-outs. You're also permitted to hang your banner if you purchase a seminar room over your seminar room.
That's all.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to pass it on now to Tara Merritt of GES.
Hello.
Hi, Tara. There you are.
Hey, I'm trying to get my PowerPoint presentation to pull over. Hold on. Can you see the PowerPoint presentation?
No, not yet.
How about now?
You got it. Stand out, Tara.
It's all set?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Hang on just a second. All right. GES, we are your general services contractor, and I'll tell you what that means to some of you who may not be aware of who and what we do. The team, your GES team, includes myself, Tama Merritt, Sharina Pratt, Floyd Genova, and Danny Harris. This team has been with you in some degree for over 20-some years, over 25 years. So GES, as your general services contractor, provides you a number of services. Included in the services that we offer are your furnishing orders for your booth, your carpet, product displays, your material handling, and that's the material handling from the docks to your booth. the storage of your materials during the show, the return of your materials after the show, I mean your crates, and then we'll load your truck back up at the end of the show. And then we offer labor services if you need assistance with building your booth. And we also provide domestic logistics. We do have international logistics available, but I believe there's another provider for that. You'll be able to find all of this information on the online exhibitor services manual called Expresso. A number of you I know have used it in the past. We've had a little bit of a redesign, so it'll display a little bit different, but the functionality is the same. On the Expresso website, you'll have access to important dates. You'll have the order forms, as I mentioned, for the furniture, carpet, and other services that GES provides. You'll also be able to print your shipping labels. I'm going to highlight a few of the show site rules a little bit later, but in the service kit you will have an extensive list of all the rules and regulations. So the show site rules as well as the booth rules and regulations. I did want to point out we also have an Expresso mobile app which you can download on your phone, and it can give you quick and easy access to tracking your shipping, your orders, things like that. In addition to the online services manual, you will have access to our National Service Center. Our National Service Center can also assist you with placing your orders. They can help you navigate Expresso and provide you your order confirmations. We do have a new callback feature. I'm not sure if you all had, or if any of you had the opportunity to use it before. It's a callback feature that when you are on hold, you have the opportunity to enter your phone number, and the service representative will call you back so you don't have to sit on the phone. In addition to that, we have an online chat opportunity. The service center hours I've listed below, I won't read them, and we have an 800 number for domestic calls, and international we have a 702 number. So I mentioned I was going to highlight a few of the rules, and they're similar to what you see in other cities. So exhibitors can perform functions within the booth as long as they are full-time employees of the company that is managing that booth, or who is that booth. You can set up and dismantle the exhibit with the use of your own tools, and that includes ladders, hand tools, cordless tools, and power tools within the limit of the booth. And I do want to point out there's no motorized equipment allowed, to include genie lifts. You can assemble and disassemble materials, machinery, or equipment. The installation of all signs, graphics, props, you can do all of that yourself. I will point out that in Orlando, the overhead ceiling signs may be assembled by the exhibitor, or you can use GES labor to assemble your sign, but it will be hung by the Orange County Convention Center. You may also skid and position your own pallets, but you have to use non-motorized equipment, and you can use hand trucks and two-wheel dollies. So that's a highlight of some of the rules, or what the exhibitor is able to do within the hall. Again, on the website on Expresso, once it's released, you'll have more detailed information. So that kind of highlights what I wanted to offer, the information I wanted to offer you today. And as Adrian mentioned, there'll be another webinar down the road, or a site-to-site or a face-to-face opportunity, and we'll go more into online ordering, how to do your online ordering, and how to manage those accounts. So, do you have any questions?
Any questions now?
I beg your pardon?
No questions.
Okay, great. Thank you. Let me turn off my screen.
Don't go away, Tam.
Okay, bye-bye.
So, thank you very much, Tama. As I mentioned, we were going to try and keep this presentation brief and focused. We definitely are interested in hearing back from you. We've had a few questions already, but we're very interested to hear more from you guys about what you'd like us to do, or well, any questions you have. But certainly, we're interested in your feedback on the nature of this go-to webinar, and whether or not this is an effective way for us to convey information to you. We're very interested to know specifically about what you'd like us, what types of information you'd like us to share in future webinars, and maybe some information that you have it that would be about when another webinar would be convenient. Okay, so with that,
We have one more question.
you have a question? Great.
What is the special event you were thinking about for Wednesday?
Yeah, so the question is, what is the special event that we're thinking about for Wednesday? And as I said before, this is not set yet. What we'd like to do, the basic parameters that I can tell you about right now is we'd like to have an event on that Wednesday night that is open to everyone that's attending Pittcon, attendees and exhibitors. The venue is not sorted out. We're in negotiations with some venues in Orlando. So at this point, all I can really say is, we're in the planning stages. It's early days. We're in the planning stages of such an event, but the details are not yet established.
Do you have any information on the lab gauntlet, when applications will be open?
That will be coming up shortly.
You have to repeat the question. The question is, when will information be available on the lab form?
I keep getting a response from my person in the peanut gallery in the back, just making sure I keep straight. Excuse me. The lab gauntlet, we're going through that right now. We'll be getting that information out shortly. We don't have the exact information just yet.
I will tell you, if you plan on participating in the lab gauntlet, when the email sign up comes out, you want to take advantage of it quickly.
They fill up fast.
They filled up fast.
And when do we think that, can we approximate when that email will go out? I'm assuming that's going to be an email about the Gauntlet, the live demos, the kids, things like that. What time of year?
Usually the live demo will come out probably around September. The lab gauntlet, we could probably get that out around September, would you say? Then we will send a separate email with sign-ups. We have the customer contact rooms again this year. We have the 20 by 20 meeting space for the 3-hour rental. That'll come out around October too. So you might want to start thinking along those lines now. Prepare for them.
Someone asked, will there be an exhibitor passport program again, and when will sign up be? And the answer is yes, in June.
Yes, in mid-June we will have the, the question was, will the passport promotional opportunity be available this year, and when that information will come out? We will have that, and it'll come out around mid-June.
And just for clarification, that's when all the sponsorship information will come out? That's right. I'm looking at our sponsorship guru, Kim.
It can be purchased as an exhibitor dashboard. Will meeting rooms for Pittcon be available for meetings on Monday?
Yes.
The question is, will meeting rooms for exhibitor use be available in the convention center on Monday? And the answer to that is yes.
I want to go back to the seminar rooms. If you are purchasing a seminar room, your seminar room will be available this year at 8 a.m. on Saturday during move-in.
But those won't be available on Monday during move-in, correct?
The seminar rooms?
Yes. I mean, they'll be available to the exhibitor, but not available for guests to enter the floor to go to meetings.
Correct. The exhibitor would have access to them. The conferees will not have access to them until Tuesday.
We're going to wait a few moments to see if another question comes through, and if not, we will wrap up.
Also, when after we wrap up, there'll be a survey, a short survey at the end of this webinar. So we appreciate all your comments and suggestions, and so please take the time. It only take about 2 minutes to do the survey. Thank you.
The meeting rooms will be available for exhibitor customer meetings on Monday.
We have another question about the meeting rooms on the floor for customer meetings. They are not available until Tuesday at 9 a.m. No attendee would be able to get onto the floor until the show opens at 9.
So
The question we have is, what information will we send in October? October will probably be the email about the live demo setups. The service manual will be coming out. So make sure that if you are needing, we can have one contact on the account. So when you sign in to do your booth space sign up, make sure that's the contact that you want those emails to go to. And we want to stress too that please check to make sure within your company that anything coming from us is able to get through, and you're not unsubscribing to our emails, because then we won't be able to get anything through to you.
Would you consider putting coffee and tea on the floor for exhibitors or attendees, other than at the on-site restaurant?
that's a lot of coffee. The question is, would we consider putting tea and coffee on the expo floor for exhibitors and conferees? Difficult to know how we would manage that in a way that would be free access to everybody. So probably we will rely on the restaurants and the various coffee carts that the convention center will distribute around the expo floor.
We want to go back to the communication between us and you. We'd like to ask that you check our website regularly. Any emails that we send out, in case you feel you've missed them, they will get posted on our website. So please always check www.pittcon.org, and you'll find all the information that we've sent out.
So I think that's all the questions we've received thus far. I hope that's true. I hope we didn't miss anybody. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. And we, despite our initial glitch, we're coming in well under the hour. So I hope that's a good time frame for everybody. Please do go ahead and respond to the questionnaires that I understand will pop up when we end this webinar. And please also remember that you can visit the website and look at the bottom of the page to find our contact information. You're always welcome to send us emails. You can use our the information is on the web page, but you can use, we all have an email address that is our last name, followed by @pittcon.org. We also have, an expo@pittcon.org and an info@pittcon.org website, email address, and you're welcome to use those at any time. And if you use one of those addresses, the information, your message will get forwarded to the right person, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, you will get a time to respond. So please always feel free to let us know what you're thinking, what questions you have. And we're always open to comments and suggestions. With that, I'm going to check one more time that no other question came through. We have one more question.
Can we check to see who's listed as our current contact and change it?
The question is, where can we look to see who the current contact for your company is, and how can you change it? You would have to email me directly. You can email me at either yalom@expo or pittcon.org or expo@pittcon.org, and then I could look at that and see and let you know who the contact is, and we can update that.
Okay, everyone, thank you very much for joining us. I hope this was useful.